Hello again, Ian Stokey with Mastermind Games here, and this time painting the Judge from Malifaux. Starting with Templar Blue, 09056. So, again, part of the Guild faction, and from the same box set as Lady Justice. The Judge is her henchman, and in Malifaux, henchmen are second-in-command type models. They can be the leader of your crew in small to medium-sized games, or can be hired normally. The Judge was a death marshal that Lady Justice elevated for reasons of her own. So starting off with his jeans, which are just barely visible underneath that long trench coat, and then 09110 oiled leather. And so you'll notice the Judge has absolutely no skin showing whatsoever, and there is a reason for that. The magic all death marshals wield has a necrotic effect on them, causing them to slowly rot and become more like the undead they hunt. And it's mentioned in one of the books that the Judge has his face covered because his lower jaw has rotted off completely. And his weapon, called the Long Arm, is a heavy sword with a brace of pistols built into the hilt, and can make melee or shooting attacks, and regardless has a trigger allowing you to make attacks of the other type. Following up a bullet with a sword strike or a sword strike with a bullet. And he also has one of the simplest paint schemes I've done in a good long while, since he's mostly trench coat. Okay. And that's a start. We're going to have to let that dry a bit before moving on. Okay, next up, 09002 Deep Red. Well, actually, on second thought, not yet with that one. 09206 Tarnished Steel. And stuff's flying everywhere again. So the Judge has some kind of talisman hanging off his shirt there. Wanted to get the long arm first because it's lower on the model. Okay. And then carefully getting the lenses on his goggles. It's incredibly tricky, as you can see, just two tiny little dots that just barely even give the impression that he's got eye lenses there. Get another coat on the blade, make that look a little more uniform. Okay, I'll let that dry a bit. Okay, now 09002 Deep Red. And that's a phone call. Okay, that was nothing of consequence. I wasn't running a home business, I would simply turn my phone off while recording, but again, I can't afford to miss out on a potential sale. And if I do get, 500 cold calls before I get one that actually might put money in my account. And I'm putting this red on his hat and his bandana, and I think I just covered up his goggles unintentionally. I'll have to pick those out again later. Yeah. So, with the fiction on the judge and the death marshals, the new Governor General of Malifaux really doesn't like them one little bit. And is right now only keeping them around because they are one of the more popular divisions in the guild's arsenal with the people who see them as genuine heroes. Have to be very careful picking out this strap here. I want to get it and not the rest of the coat. There really is no right or wrong way to paint, well, quite frankly, any of these models. It's exclusively based on personal taste. And the judge here is wearing thigh-high boots. That looked to be reinforced, which makes perfect sense, considering the Guild Marshals take on some of the most dangerous creatures in Malifaux. Okay. I'm going to take a finer brush, try to get those goggles picked out again, since that went south with the painting of the hat. Just trying again to pick out the lenses, which isn't going to work because that's too wet. So I have to touch that up off camera. Alright. Next is 09197 Old Bronze. There's literally only 2 details I want to get in this color, so I don't need much. One of those is the buckle on his hat. The other is this kind of gearworks on the long arm. Okay. I think I can go ahead and try once more on those. Okay. Got the lenses again. Now, I think I can go ahead and do the last base coat, which is AC 09089 Cloudy Gray. Okay. I'll let that dry and start shading. Okay, time to start shading. Red brick 09001. Again, base coats, you want to go lowest area to highest area, shading high to low, and then highlighting will be lowest to highest again. See if I can avoid nicking the goggles this time. Okay. I think I can go ahead and do the bronze as well. So 09196 aged pewter. Tiniest dot right there. And along this gear works for the back of the blade. Okay, let that dry and move on in a bit. Okay. 09109 Ruddy leather. Very careful. Being very careful on the hat band. I don't know why I keep whispering. Be careful with the goggles too. Zero 09205 Blackened steel. 09088 Stormy Gray. Looks like a little bit of the brown's getting in there, and you know what? That's okay. Make it look dirty, and he's supposed to be in the slums anyway. Okay, that's the end of the shading. Let it dry and start highlighting and detailing. Okay, there's one color I forgot about shading. Oh, here it is, Breonne Blue, 09055. And it's just going to go on his chin underneath there. Just like that. Clean that out a little better. And then 09037 Pure Black. Just going to get the barrels of his weapon here. Okay, now once that's dry, I can start highlighting. Alright, time to start the highlights and details. Ashen Blue, 09057. There's that weird echo thing going on. Hopefully that doesn't turn that ear-splitting cacophony it's done before. Let me try something here. Let's see if that works. And 09111 Burnt Orange. Make sure the brush is nice and dry. Make sure I'm in camera too, that'd help. Zero 9003 Blood Red. Making sure that brush is nice and dry. And again, I'm more concerned with readily available surfaces, or readily visible. If you heard that beep, it's just absolutely nothing of consequence, just my computer saying something new's up. Or is it 09207 True Silver? Gonna dot this carefully in the lenses on his goggles. Again, this is not easy. I just make it look easy, but I've been doing this since I was saying 12 or 13, so over 20 years. And 09198 Tarnished Brass. Yeah, that little bit should be plenty. See, just that little bit right there. And Misty Gray, 09090. Okay, now I'm going to take 2 coats of this again, but blood red again. Just being real careful around the feet because he's extending off the edge. In fact, the Arcanist Beast Kojo, the gorilla, when I did him, and there's no video for it, I did that long before I started recording these. I had to actually use pieces of sheet styrene to artificially extend the edge of the base, making a little rock for him to stand on because he was just barely kissing the edges of his base. Need a nice solid surface for the model to affix to. Otherwise, they're just going to keep popping off the base while you're playing. And I need to add one more coat to this, but that is basically it. The Judge. Up next are the... Zoom this a little closer in if I can. I'm just going to get a better camera. So up next are the Death Marshals, and then it's on to the Wide World of War Machine. Until next time, I am Ian Stuckey with Mastermind Games, signing out.